Have you ever heard of Punch-Out 2009? It's a great game for the Wii where you use your expert reflexes to take down some of the world's most outlandish boxers. Your opponents are the star of the show here, and so in this video, we'll be going over a couple of them and showing you how they work. And so without a further ado, before getting into specifics, I'll start off by talking about how all of the fighters work in general. So, all of your opponents have a set list of moves that they can perform during the match, which are their punches and taunts, as well as several sequences of moves that they follow to determine which moves they do and in what order. Which move sequence they follow is determined by how many times they've been knocked down and what round the match is on, which means that if you were to throw the same punches at the same time in two different attempts against the same fighter, those fights would turn out exactly the same. This also means that until you've knocked them down for the first time in a match, your opponent will always do the exact same set of moves in the same order. There are a couple of fighters who do act differently than this, which can make it harder to predict their moves. There are some who do have some RNG to their attacks, like how many times they fake you out before striking. However, for the most part, this is how every fighter chooses to attack you. Lastly, there is one thing that all fighters do that isn't predictable, which is being knocked down. When they're on the ground and the ref is counting up, whether they get up and at what time they do it is completely random. They are very likely to get up, however you do always have a small chance for them to just not, and your odds of that happening do go up as the match goes on. The first baddie we'll be taking a look at today is this guy. Born and raised in France, Glass Joe is the first opponent you take on in this game, and so naturally, he's a complete pushover.
Bonjour, bonjour.
I'll start off by going over the 4 different moves he can do, which are his left jab, his right uppercut, his taunt, which gives you a free chance to earn a star, and lastly, the Vive la France, which is an extra special move, as if you hit him at the right time during it, you will either instantly knock him down if you use a normal punch, or instantly win the fight if you use a 3-star punch. Next, I'll be going over how Glass Joe chooses moves, which again, since he's the first fighter, you'll see how they made him super easy to take down. So when you first start the match, Glass Joe will start off with a taunt, and then just do nothing until 40 seconds have gone by, after which he will perform the Vive la France. If you do end up hitting him in the beginning, you can shorten that down to as much as 25 seconds before attacking instead, but that's still a lot of time for you to just wail on him. After that, he pretty much just alternates between his left jab and right uppercut, and very occasionally throws in the Vive la France after enough time has gone by. After the player has knocked him down a couple of times, he will start attacking more frequently and occasionally doing his taunt again. However, other than that, that's pretty much all Glass Joe does. Besides the default sequence switching that happens with every fighter, Glass Joe only really has one way to react to the player's actions, which is blocking. If the player throws too many of the same type of punch, hooks or jabs, in a row, he will start blocking them and make the player have to throw a punch of the other type if they want to keep hitting him. If you take all of this into account, you can get a star at the start of the match by hitting him while he's taunting, then alternating jabs and hooks with good timing to continuously hit him while earning 2 more stars, and then finally, if you can successfully 3-star punch him at the right time as he comes back from the Vive la France, you can take out Glass Joe within like 30 seconds. The next guy we'll be looking at is the champion of this game's major circuit, Don Flamenco. As you'll soon see, Don features a fighting style that's different from any of the other fighters, which makes him a very interesting opponent to go up against.
Aha! Ole!
Don Flamenco has 6 different moves that he can perform this time, being his Carmen Mi Amor uppercut,
Carmen mi amor!
his standard uppercut he used in the original NES game, his left hook,
Ole!
his left jab, and lastly the Rose Flurry, which is his signature move. This move has 3 different variations depending on your dodging capabilities, as if you dodge all 3 hooks to the left, he'll tire himself out, giving you a chance to earn a star and wail on him. If you duck beneath any of the hooks, he'll finish with a Tango uppercut, and if you get hit by any of the hooks, he'll just finish the move after the 3rd one.
1, 2, 3.
One last important thing to note about Don Flamenco's moves is that after you counter any of them and he just got knocked out of his stun lock, it's possible to perform an infinite combo on him by alternating delayed hooks and jabs on opposite sides, resulting in him literally unable to do anything until you knock him down. Like I said before, Don Flamenco has a completely different attacking style than any of the other fighters, and so for the sake of making it easier on myself, I'm going to combine the decision making and reaction sections into one. So, unlike all of the other fighters where they periodically attack and you have to react to them, Don Flamenco will instead continuously taunt for you to make the first move instead. Once you throw a punch, he will block it and immediately counterattack, with the move he chooses actually being from his current sequence of moves, and so which move he counterattacks you with is actually completely predictable. If you choose not to hit him, after 20 seconds passes, he'll get impatient and will always try to hit you with his standard uppercut. He will also throw this move anytime he gets up after being knocked down. He'll initially only use his 2 uppercuts, but after you've knocked him down once, he'll start to throw in his left hook, and after a second time, he'll add in his left jab. Furthermore, after around a minute has passed into the match, he'll start to break his taunts with the Rose Flurry. As you can see, Don Flamenco has a lot of super weird quirks that make him stand out mechanically compared to everyone else. But we're not even done yet, as we haven't even mentioned this bad boy. After you've successfully hit him around roughly 100 times, I say roughly because I only counted once, Don Flamenco's toupee flies off and he gets pissed. At this point, he will stop taunting you for a while and will just relentlessly throw punch after punch, even adding a new move to his arsenal called the Rampage Uppercut, which is mechanically just a faster version of the Carmen Mia uppercut. While he's in this state, several of his moves' hit stuns last for less time, which can make it harder to initiate the infinite combo. The final opponent we'll be looking at today is the absolute legend, Super Macho Man. This guy's the champion of the world circuit, making him this game's penultimate boss, and so naturally, he's one of the toughest to take down.
Are you ready? 'Cause I'm gonna put on a show.
Super Macho Man has 6 moves that he can pull off, which are Crunch Time,
Crunch time.
his delayed uppercut, a clothesline,
Macho.
Pump It,
Pump it.
Photo Op, which is a taunt to give the player a chance to earn a free star,
Photo.
and lastly the Triple Clothesline, which is his signature move.
Super Macho Man. Macho.
Compared to Don Flamenco, Super Macho Man's decision making is super basic. At the start of the match, he will only ever do Crunch Time, the delayed uppercut, and Photo Op. Then after you've knocked him down once, he'll start to throw in the clothesline and Pump It, and then after you knock him down again, he'll start doing the Triple Clothesline. In terms of reactions, Super Macho Man is pretty much just a slightly more difficult version of Glass Joe, which is to say that he will block pretty much any punch you throw if he isn't taunting or he didn't just miss an attack.
Crunch time. Crunch. No. Super Macho Man.
Thank you for watching! All information for this video was obtained either from the Punch-Out Wiki or from myself just experimenting while playing the game. See ya!